Good morning, everyone. Myself, Devray ACM, Assistant Professor and Head Department of Chemistry. Late Ramesh Varpudkar, ACS College Sonpet, District Parvani. Today, we will start the topic synthetic dyes. First of all, we see the what are dyes. Dyes are the coloring matters. A dye is a colored substance that has an affinity to the substance to which is being applied. The dye is generally applied on in an aqueous solution and require a mordant to improve the fastness of the dye on the fiber. So let we see the definition of dyes. A dye may be defined as a colored substance which when applied to the fabrics imparts a permanent color and the color is not removed by washing with water, soap or exposure to the light. From ancient period, peoples have used various dyes for the textiles from uh, using common locally available materials such as plant-based dyes such as indigo, saffron and madar were raised commercially and were important trade goods in the economics of Asia and Europe. So when we studied the dyes, we look the qualities and what are the properties of good dyes. A dye should have colored substance. It must be colored. It able to fix itself to the material from solution or be capable of being fixed on it. It resists action of water, soap and light, and it is easily available and cheap to buy. However, these dyes are classified on various ways. It should be noted that each class of dyes has a very unique chemistry, structure, and particular way of bonding. While some dyes can react chemically with the substrate, forming strong bond in the process. Other can be held by physical forces. Some of the prominent ways of classification we see in this point. So the dyes are classified on the basis of their sources. So the first source is the natural dyes. These dyes are based on the raw material available in the nature like plants, insects, minerals and are non-bonding and non-polluting agent. Majority of natural dyes are from plant sources like roots, berries, bark, leaves, and woods, fungi, and lichens. The next class is the synthetic dyes. Up to this time, many thousands of synthetic dyes has prepared. Most synthetic dye stuffs are made from coal star derivatives. Synthetic dyes are quickly replaced the traditional natural dyes. They have cost less, they offered a vast range of new colors and they imparted better property to the dyed material. That means synthetic dyes are generally replace the natural dyes. The second class is the chemical composition of dyes. The first one is the azo dyes. These dyes contain one or more azo group which is present in two or more aromatic rings. That means this contains the azo group. Nitro dyes which contain the nitro group with phenols as a chromophore and hydroxyl group as a oxochrome. We will see what are chromophores and oxochrome in the next point. Then next type is nitroso dyes. Again, these dye contain nitroso group and hydroxyl group as a chromophore and oxochrome respectively. That is, nitroso group is a chromophore and hydroxyl group is a oxochrome. For example, the fast green, etc. Then the next one is the phthalate dyes. These contain phthalic anhydride, for example phenolphthalein. Next one is the xanthine. These dyes are derived usually from xanthine, for example fluorescence and eosine. And the last one is the triphenyl methane dyes. These dyes obtained by introducing the various groups, functional groups like NH2 group, OH group into the phenyl ring of radical. That means, for example, malachite green and crystal violet. Again, these dyes are classified on method of application. The first dye is the acid dyes. This is water soluble and anionic dyes applicable to fibers such as silk, wool, nylon, etc. Mostly these synthetic dyes, these dyes used in synthetic food colors. The next dye is the basic dye. It is again water soluble cationic dye, mainly applied to the acrylic fibers and used in the coloration of paper. The next one is the direct dye. From this name, it is indicated that by these dyes are directly used on the matter. These dyes are also used in pH indicators and biological state. The next one is the mordant dye. We know mordant which improve the color quality. Mordants act as a fixing agent to improve the color fastness of some acid dyes which have the ability to form complexes with metal ions. Okay, in this way they usually work. Mordants are usually metal salts, for example alums. The next one is the vat dye, then reactive dye. These are the classes: dispersed dyes, azoic dyes, sulfur dyes. These are some dyes which are based on the method of applications. The next one is the relation between color and their constitution. So, the physical and chemical properties of organic compounds, there is a definite relation between the color and its constitution. For example, benzene is colorless, whereas its isomer, as fulvene, is colored. So, for describing the color of different chemical, this derived described by the various theories. We studied two theories. One is the Witt's theory and another one is the quinoid theory. So we will see first of all Witt's theory. This is again also called chromophore oxochrome theory. Witt's gives this theory on the basis of color of a substrate is mainly due to the presence of an unsaturated group called chromophore. According to the Witts, dye is essentially composed of two parts, namely chromophore and oxophore. So let we see first chromophore. These chromophore are the color bearing groups, and their presence produce a color in the molecule of an organic compound. So let me see some examples of this chromophore, that is azoxy group, nitro group, paraquinoid, nitroso group, orthoquinoid group. These are some examples of chromophore, and they due to this group, the dyes have color. The compound possessing chromophore are known as chromogen. So the this chromogen again responsible for the coloration of compound, and the intensity of color is increased when the number of chromophoric group are increased. A single carbon-carbon double bond, for example, in a conjugated diene, the carbon-carbon double bond group in ethene does not produce any color, but it is present in the conjugation, then color may develop. So in various conjugated compound, they have some color. So let we see the next one is the oxochrome. So the certain groups when present in the chromogen tends to intensify its color. That means they increase the intensity of color. Such group are referred as a oxochrome. The oxochrome may be acidic, basic in characters. So for example, hydroxyl group, alkoxy group, amino group, sulfonyl group, carbonyl group, phenolic group. These are some examples. These chromophore are salt forming groups and has two functions. That is oxochrome. So these oxochrome deepen the color of chromogen, and the presence of oxochrome is essential to make the chromogen a dye. So these oxochrome and chromogen, how they work, we will see this. Since the oxochrome are capable of forming salt either with a basic or acidic group, their presence also convert a colored compound into a dye which must fix permanently to the fiber. In this way, these groups are work. The next theory is the Armstrong theory. Armstrong suggests all coloring matter may be represented by quinoid structure. Otherwise, it is colorless. On the basis of this theory, we can see that benzene is colorless, whereas benzoquinone is colored. So, quinoid theory said that each and every color compound have quinoid structure, but this could not applicable to each and every colored compound or each dye. So today we will stop here, and in next lecture we will see how some dyes are prepared in the laboratory or synthesis of synthetic dyes. So thanks for watching this video.